Modern infrastructure is going to play a huge part in securing a more sustainable future. Tideway is delivering a major piece of infrastructure called the Super Sewer to clean up the River Thames. Now, this was made possible by a new, unique model of funding, benefiting not only the environment, but the shareholder and the bill payer.
The River Thames. Over the years, the city has expanded around it, putting pressure on the sewage system and polluting the river.
Since the Victorians built the sewage system, the population of London has doubled. So it only takes a small amount of rain, just 1 millimetre, to trigger an overflow of sewage into the Thames.
In a typical year, tens of millions of tonnes of storm sewage spills into the River Thames. To combat this filthy problem is London's new super sewer, known officially as the Thames Tideway Tunnel. It stretches unseen for 25 kilometres from Acton in West London to Stratford in the east, where the sewage is treated. It's expected to be up and running in 2025.
The Thames Tideway Tunnel will catch the vast majority of spills that are going into the Thames, over 90%. The tunnel solves the problem that we have now with sewage spills going into the River Thames, and it's designed to last an awful long time. It's designed to last 120 years, to be very robust and resilient to climate change.
The super sewer is public infrastructure to benefit everyone, but it's been delivered by a private company named Tideway. It's funded by a group of equity investors who injected £1.3 billion up front to get construction started. Money was then raised via debt and green bonds. The largest shareholder is Allianz.
The model was a success because there were various features built into the structure of the model which de-risked the project from an equity investor's point of view. For example, the costs of the project were known or were projected when we started the project, but obviously we couldn't take the cost risk beyond a certain level. So we agreed with the government levels where we would take the risk and levels where they would take the risk. And ultimately we have brought the project in within the level that doesn't require the government to support the project. That has enabled us as equity investors to deliver our capital at a low cost for the end consumer.
We knew that we were building an asset that was going to take approximately 10 years to build, and you needed to give certainty to shareholders that there was going to be an element of return. So that was actually part of the license that was awarded for us, which is slightly different than the normal 5-year cycle, which then as well enabled an element of return each year, which actually improved each year based on that permitted return as the asset was being built and getting larger each year. So you didn't have to wait right to the end before the asset was actually commissioned, which was really important for shareholders.
The UK is aiming to reach net zero by 2050. As part of this, the government is setting up Great British Energy, a publicly owned clean energy company.
I think this is absolutely the kind of template that British energy companies should be looking at, because it needs to harness both public capital and private capital in order to deliver on its ambitions.
The final cost of the Tideway Tunnel is expected to be £4.5 billion.
When we started in 1718, we initially started about 750 million. We're now about 2.2 billion of green financing, which is a significant proportion of the total financing that we've been able to obtain.
The cost of the super sewer will be paid for by bill payers over several decades.
When we started procuring this project with the government, the estimates were that this project would put £70 to £80 on the average annual bill for the Thames Water customer. Because of the risk mitigants that we put in place and our ability to deliver low-cost capital, we brought this project in at a cost of about £20 to £25 on the average annual bill for the Thames Water customers.
As part of the project, this site at Blackfriars and other areas along the river are being turned into public spaces to make people feel more connected to a cleaner river.
It's been a really fabulous project to work on. Lots of people here are quite passionate about improving the quality of the environment, and it's been, with that shared mission, I think we've all worked really well together to create the infrastructure.